I think we got to talk a little bit about um, where America's at in terms of fighting this big picture war about how we communicate with with not just our base of voters, but with everybody in the world where Donald Trump, where the chaos machine is always running. So I wanted to sit with you today for a minute and just, yeah, we'll go through some of the news, folks, in a minute, but just to talk to you about like the importance of getting cohesive, coordinated communications going across the board on just how bad the situation in our country is right now.
I mean, that really is that really is the whole ball game from the media perspective, and the media is how everybody consumes their content. So it feels like everything. I mean, there's no way to really to understate how important coordinating our messaging is, and really, it's responsible for so much of the success on the right. I mean, I don't think
Sure,
anybody can look at what Steve Bannon has done by virtue of adopting this theory of flooding the zone and not recognize the ways in which that's benefited this administration, because really,
sure.
I mean, it's simple. They do 10 different things. At some point, we're going to talk about at least a few of them, and so that sends a few people scattering off in different directions. By the next day, if you want to continue talking about the blatant corruption that is Donald Trump's cryptocurrency scheme, or him accepting a $400 million Qatari jet, and the ways that hurts our national security, um, eh, then if you're going to continue talking about that, then that means you're making a conscious decision to ignore what he's doing today, which is going to be
Correct.
five more things. And so inherently, the strategy is the perfect strategy to send everybody in 10 different directions. And so then there's no long-standing focus on anything the Trump administration is doing. So it's all by design. I guess the the job for us on the pro-democracy side of things is to figure out how all of those fit into a broader picture. I guess with the corruption, I don't know if I brought that up onto myself, or if you had surfaced it, because my brain is just mush at this point. But on the corruption thing, I mean, everything that Trump does can kind of fit into a broader narrative about
Right.
corruption. So when he does, a cryptocurrency scheme, or his one of his meme coins where he's taken in billions of dollars, mostly from foreign investors, when he does a dinner in his personal capacity that no longer counts as president, and he
Although
invites
still
those
use the
people.
presidential seal at the
Right.
personal capacity
Right, but
dinner.
he flipped the switch, and so that's his personal capacity. When he accepts the $400 million jet, when he does all of those things, they can fit into this broader narrative of, okay, this guy's looking out for himself at the same time that he's stripping healthcare from 14 million Americans, taking $300 million in food assistance away from people. So there is a broader theme that I think a lot of this filters down into, but it's going to take some um, skill on the left or on the pro democracy side to figure out how to focus on all of this stuff as it's happening, and not just get kind of bowled over by it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think there is a degree to which Trump is this automatic distraction machine, and when one bad thing happens, that he'll make another bad thing public so that you'll pay attention to it. But I think the gift he's actually giving us in the center and the pro democracy and even and on the left space right now is one of the things people look. Americans don't understand a lot of policy questions at a granular level. They're not like, oh, let me read page 714 of this climate change plan and I'll understand. But they do understand emotional things like corruption.
Yeah.
And the corruption this year has shocked even me because it's so in your face every single day. It's so transactional. It's so dirty. It makes America look cheap and weak. And I have a suspicion that that is an area where folks in the pro democracy side can really, if we stay on that broad cohesive corruption where it's the jet, it's the crypto, it's the payoffs from the Gulf, all of it in a package, that you end up with something people understand better than just an ideological single question here or there. I think there's a way in which corruption becomes sort of the killer app of the pro democracy side right now, because in a weird way, good markets and good economies depend on lower corruption.
Right.
Economies prosper when corruption is low, and it's increasingly obvious that the corruption is now going to set all kinds of, if I may quote a certain president, like no one's ever seen before. That the corruption
Yeah.
is rising so quickly.
Yeah, that it's a great point. And so even if you're not moved by the partisan or political argument. The reality is that we need strong laws to make sure that our economy actually functions, that it draws businesses to want to even do business here. I mean, you
Yep.
can't say at the same time that you want companies to reshore or you want new companies to find manufacturing business here, and at the same time undermining the very system of government, the very laws that would make this a stable investment environment.
Right.
So that's one side of it. Also, I think with regard to your point about corruption, the reason that I think that this could be so potent is this is what Republicans used for so long to attack the Democrats with,
Yep.
and they're no look. I'm like I don't think there's anybody among us who doesn't at least recognize the potency with which the GOP has wielded all of these arguments in the past, and the ways that they're able, even with the most unpopular positions as it relates to climate change, healthcare, abortion rights, whatever it may be, the fact that they've been able to win goes to show that they're adept at something, right? And I think
Right.
picking out these boogeymen like the Clintons, like George Soros, whoever it may be, and convincing their audience. I mean, you even look at the Epstein thing, right? Which Bongino and Cash Patel are getting attacked on right now. It is
Right.
because they've groomed their audience into believing that the Democrats are these just the pinnacles
Monsters.
of these monsters, these pinnacles of corruption. And so clearly that's a potent argument. And so when they flip it on its head and start engaging in corruption that is so overt, so obvious,
Right.
and most importantly, so easy to explain, so easy to understand, I think that poses a real danger for them, at least politically speaking.